Long Valley Caldera Supervolcano of California, in case of a super eruption, poses an existential threat to millions in the United States. Its last super eruption was 760,000 years ago. Long Valley Caldera, it has geysers and it has also a geothermal plant, but we tend to think of Yellowstone more than Long Valley. Long Valley is inflating and is listed as a very high threat volcano by USGS. Long Valley Caldera supervolcano, one of the 21 supervolcanoes of the Earth, is considered to be one of the world's most dangerous, and its eruption poses an existential threat to millions in the US. It's located in eastern California, north of Ridgecrest, sitting on Mammoth Mountain, one of the planet's largest depression, and its huge cauldron-like hollow forms after the eruption, measuring 20 miles long, 11 miles long, up to 3,000 feet deep. It originally formed at the last super eruption 760,000 years ago, when a devastating eruption released plumes of hot ash that later cooled and formed what's known today as Bishop Tuff, a welded rock formation that characterizes the region, which is mountains of this. There's mountains of this. The event saw ash shoot 8 miles into the sky, with deposits thought to have fallen as far east as Kansas, which is 1,538 miles away. Now, if Long Valley were to have a super eruption again, of course, the consequences would not be just for the United States, it would be worldwide. Yet little is said of it compared to, of course, volcanic sites like Yellowstone. According to the Science Channel, Long Valley could be on its way to erupting. Its recent volcanic activity kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box. As we said, it has geysers, mud pots, fumaroles, just like Yellowstone has. So, according to the documentary, Ron Nelson, scientist and the show's narrator, said there are alarming signs of possible volcanic activity, and there are clues pointing towards an imminent eruption scattered throughout this valley, the site of the second largest explosive volcanic eruption in North America. And he says even if a modern day eruption was not on the same scale as events previously seen, it still poses an existential threat to millions who live around it, according to Nelson. Now, an investigation carried out by Science Channel in part of the valley found several instances of smoke billowing out from under the ground. Jared Peacock, a geophysicist, also pointed out an alarming feature of the caldera that could spell trouble using INSAR. It's data that monitors the region for the last 20 years. INSAR is a remote sensing technology. It focuses a beam of radiation on a target, which then bounces back to a sensor on an antenna, creating a detailed map of the region. And one of the most troubling areas the data pinpointed happened to be within close proximity to Mammoth Lakes, a town in the Sierra Nevada mountains. And pinpointing to the map created from the data, Peacock said, right here in the middle you see there's a resurgent dome, an intense red blob seen in the picture on the screen directly beneath the ground where the magma is likely deposited. Peacock said something underneath it is pushing it upwards. In other words, it's inflating. To determine whether the volcano was coming back to life, the two assembled a pair of sensors. They installed them directly above the resurgent dome, the pipes helping to detect any changes in the Earth's magnetic field. And this in turn enabled the scientists to determine whether any liquid, such as hot magma, was bubbling away underground. The test confirmed that there were massive amounts of liquid beneath the dome's surface, clear signs of volcanic activity. But because the activity was not centralized, it was not a cause for concern, they said. Peacock said, we can say conclusively There is no giant magma chamber below, but there are smaller satellite ones around the area. But the danger of an eruption has not been completely ruled out. A year later, in 2018, a study published in the science journal Geoscience World revealed evidence of ground deformation in Long Valley. In other words, it's inflating. Geologists who led the study found ongoing uplift suggests new magma may have intruded into the reservoir since at least 1978. So the uplift could be evidence of moving molten rock or crystallization of material deep beneath the ground. The study reads, despite 40 years of diverse investigations, the presence of large volumes of melt in Long Valley's magma reservoir remain unresolved. And this is on today's article on Express UK by Joel Day. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support.